April 6th marks the grim one-year anniversary of the Humboldt Broncos bus crash in Saskatchewan. 16 young lives lost, 13 injured, and those lives changed forever. Logan Boulet was one of the players who lost his life in that crash, and recently his parents spoke out about that devastating day and how as a nation we can move forward together.
Unfortunately, we can't go back. We can't change the events of that day. We can't change what happened. However, as we know, we can change the outlook, the health, and the lives for so many people waiting for an organ transplant.
Now, Logan made a decision weeks before the crash that would eventually save 6 lives. He registered to be an organ donor, and it was this act that inspired tens of thousands of Canadians to do the same. It became known as the Logan Boulet effect, and in honor of his legacy, April 7th will be marked as Green Shirt Day, encouraging everyone to help save lives. Joining me right now is President and CEO of the Trillium Gift of Life Network, Ronnie Gavsey.
We have all the medical acumen, all the technology we need, but we do not have enough organs.
Is it that a lot of people just aren't registered? Because a lot of people intend to. They like the idea behind it. They want to do it, but they haven't taken the action.
They procrastinate. It's an uncomfortable conversation to have with your family. There's no doubt about it, but it's not acceptable not to have that conversation.
I want to talk about what's happening in Nova Scotia, a decision to make all adults in the province as potential organ donors. So instead of opting in, it would become more of an opt-out. Now, there is a presumed consent. There's a bit of controversy around this decision, which is not finalized yet, but could be implemented as early as 2020. What do you make of this? Could this work? Should it work?
Well, we're going to watch very carefully what happens in Nova Scotia. When we say, will it work, the Premier there has been very clear that presumed consent itself is not the answer. They have to invest in infrastructure on the ground to carry that fragile, time-sensitive process from a potential donor to an actual transplant. Will it work? Well, we've studied it here. We continue to research it. There's just no evidence yet of any jurisdiction where it clearly was the silver bullet.
So if there's one thing you do today that you take from this interview, here's where you go. Beadonor.ca. Don't hesitate. If you're by your computer, go right now. It takes you a few minutes. Have the conversation with your family. And as Ronnie said, let's honor the legacy of Logan.
And wear green on Monday.
And
to
wear
work
green on Monday.
and school.
Melanie Ng, City News.